Well, hello and welcome to our weekly Saturday time together of coffee, ideas, and connecting with Alejandro. I am so delighted, to be here with all of you sharing another, I hope, interesting topic. And I think that we are going to get great value out of this. My name is Alejandro Tornato, and I am a certified speaker, coach, and trainer with the John Maxwell team. I am also the owner of alejandrotornato.com, a catalyst for personal growth, professional development, and leadership. And today's episode is entitled Things That Successful and Productive People Don't Waste Time Doing. But before we get into that lesson, since this is coffee and it's every Saturday, before I begin speaking and going over the lesson and the teaching, then I would like to share with you and enjoyed just a little sip of coffee, just to get things moving in the right direction. I say it every single time. Coffee gets better every day. So, today's episode, things that successful and productive people don't waste time doing. Well, as a certified coach with the John Maxwell team, many people come to me when they are truly overwhelmed with work, with a high level of stress. And to be honest, most of them feel that they are not really accomplishing what they really want. And their goals are slowly vanishing. Well, I say slowly, but in some cases, the vanishing is much, much faster than that. Now, they're feeling completely stuck, as if they were in a thick, muddy pond and they could not move. They don't know what to do. They don't even know what their next step is. What is the right direction that they should be moving into? Now, let me ask you a very simple question. Have you ever been in those shoes, feeling like there is no tomorrow, that there is nothing else for you to do or to even try? You don't see a way out. You look to one side, you look to the other side, you look all around you, and you feel very stuck. You feel that there's no way out of a particular situation. And my answer to those clients is exactly the same answer that I am going to give you today, right now. And there is always a way out of every situation. No matter how intricate, no matter how complicated, how difficult a situation may be, there's always a way out. Even if we don't see it, the way out is there. We just have to find it. And together, today, we will find the way out. Different ways in which we can find the way out. Now, from experience, I have learned that all of us, including myself, engage in activities that certainly do not contribute to our greater success or happiness in life. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that you sometimes you engage in activities that do not contribute anything to your success. You do them, but nothing happens. The needle is not moving in the direction that you want to go. Well, we have to grow into a higher level of awareness that every second, every minute, every hour of each day is extremely important. Not only important, but it counts significantly toward a life of success or a life of average or mediocrity. It depends how we spend those seconds, those minutes, and those hours. That means that when I coach someone in this area, one of the very first things that I do is to identify the client's time wasters. Literally, all the things that are getting in the way of them being successful and staying on a pathway to reaching and achieving their goals and dreams. My mentor, John Maxwell, wrote a book titled Today Matters. Today matters. Therefore, every moment of today really matters. It's not yesterday that matters, because yesterday is gone. John Maxwell always says, yesterday ended last night. So yesterday is gone. Tomorrow, we really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But what really matters is today, right now. Therefore, every moment is important of today. So the question is, how are we living every moment today in order to get closer to the summit of whatever we want to achieve? Every single person has a summit to climb to reach forward to. I do. I know that you do as well. So what is the best way to reach that summit? And the first thing that productive, successful people do is this. Productive people do not get stuck and sucked into social media. Yes, I know what you're going to say. Well, social media is important, and this is the way that the world is going. Blah, 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 all the rest. I heard it all before. Now, technology is all around us. We cannot avoid it. Well, that's not completely true. Because we can go and live on a cave somewhere in a very remote and isolated place, and we'll be completely out of technology. But I don't think that is the best solution. So what is the next best solution? Well, let's see. It is undeniable that today we can communicate with anybody and everybody throughout the world at the touch of a button. I mean, with every single electronic device. I mean, you can connect through an iPhone, through an iPad, through a laptop. We can be connected 24 hours a day, 365 days per year. This constant availability for communication is nothing short of amazing, awesome, and is good when we need it, when we truly need it. But it can be a total distraction and a time waster. For most people, social media is what I called a focus and concentration disruptor. It is a disruptor. If we let these distractions enter our day and stop the flow of thinking and creativity, we will not be making any progress, but moving backward, as a matter of fact. Please be mindful of this massive daily disruptor and don't give in the temptation. I'm not advocating, to stop using social media, to become a caveman or a cave woman. No. But let's use social media when we need it, or let's use social media as a reward after all the important work that we need to do today has already been done. Let's not put social media first and the important work after. Let's reverse engineer that process. Let's get all the work done, and then let's reward ourselves with being in social media and connect with others through social media. So the second point of productive people is that productive, successful people do not go through the day without a plan. They don't go through a day without a plan. What characterizes productive and successful people is that they have a laser-focused plan of things that they want to achieve every single day. Again, my mentor John Maxwell says that he can immediately tell if a person will be successful or not just by glancing through his or her daily agenda. Remember, having and creating your own daily agenda is very different than following somebody else's agenda. And guess what happens when you don't have a plan, when you don't know what you're going to do today, and you start your day by responding to emails and being on Facebook and doing other things that distract you, then what happens? You are following somebody else's agenda. Another person's agenda is controlling your day. And if you want to live a successful, productive day, the only way that you can do that is by having a plan, following that plan, having your agenda for the things you want to accomplish and get done today, and then you can concentrate on other people. But before you do that, concentrate on your own agenda. Move your agenda forward before other people can move their agenda in your life forward. And you're going to see that by doing that, the quality of your life and the success you can achieve increases. Number 3, productive and successful people do not do emotionally draining activities. Productive and successful people do not engage in emotionally draining activities. This is a juicy one. Well, they're all juicy ones, but this one, when it comes to emotionally draining activities, I understand that this may be very personal, because what it could be emotionally draining for you may not affect me, and vice versa. However, after talking to many people during my trainings and coaching sessions, I realized that there are 2 major things that affect people greatly emotionally and have the potential to drain them. Now, these are not in any order. There are two of them, and the first one is living in a constant state of stress. Stress. And secondly, hanging out and spending time more than you should with negative people. So two factors that can be emotionally draining to the majority of people are high level of stress in your life and negative people. Let me expand a little bit on this. Now, believe it or not, some people still think that a little stress in life is good because it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you energized and ready to act fast and furious. However, during stress, chemicals are released in the brain. Cortisol, the fear hormone, and adrenaline. Stress hormone can cause the blood vessels to constrict, and they divert more oxygen to the muscles. Why? Because you will have more strength to take action, which contribute to the fight and flight mechanism of the body. You see, when you are in a very stressful situation, in a very fearful situation, then you want to act quickly. You want to get out of the situation quickly. So that's why these chemicals, these hormones are released in the body. However, this also raises the blood pressure. And if you continuously let that blood pressure rise, then what happens? Stress has the potential to actually kill people. There's a lot of people that die not as a result of any illness, but as a result of high levels of stress, and stress that go on unchecked. Now, the second, hanging out and spending a lot of time with negative people, is also not very healthy and not very good for you, for me, or for anybody who wants to live a fulfilling life. I heard it many times, and I'm sure that you heard it too. If you hang out with 9 other negative and emotionally draining vampires, pretty soon you will be the 10th. Pretty soon you will be the 10th. Jim Rohn used to say, we are the average of the 5 people we spend most time with. So figure this out. If we are the average of the 5 people we spend most time with, then are we going to be very selective as to what those 5 people are? You want those 5 people to be at a frequency, at a vibrational frequency, at a level of awareness up here, because then they can raise you up to that level. But if the 5 people that you're hanging out and spending most time with are down here and they're sucking and draining life out of you, then just visualize what's going to happen as you keep spending time with these people. So that's what happens with hanging out with negative people. I strongly encourage, don't live a life of stress, and don't spend most of your time with people that suck life and energy out of you, but spend time with people that can add to your life. Number 4, Productive and successful people do not dwell on past mistakes. Do not dwell on past mistakes. Now, productive people know that they make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But they are very comfortable making mistakes. They know that mistakes are necessary on the highway to success. However, a great separator from other people is the fact that they don't dwell on past mistakes. They learn and they grow from them in order not to make the same mistakes twice. You see, there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. Now, the problem comes when you don't learn and you don't grow and you keep making the same mistakes again and again and again and again and again and again. So that's the problem. Don't dwell on past mistakes. Don't dwell in the past. The past ended last night. Today matters. Make mistakes today so you don't have to make the same mistakes tomorrow and next week and next month or next year. Learn and grow from them. And number 5, productive and successful people do not focus on what others are doing. Do not focus on what others are doing. There is a difference in being inspired by what other people do and create, but another is to constantly compare yourself with others. I used to compare myself with many people, and that was a big mistake. Trying to live your life in a conquest to becoming someone else. That's not good. I learned this a few years ago. I learned this lesson a few years ago when I started my own journey in public speaking and personal growth. I was hooked to watching videos by great speakers, Tony Robbins, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Jim Rohn, and many others. And I wanted to copy them. I wanted to imitate them. I wanted to be exactly like they were. Up until I had a conversation with a mentor of mine at that time who sat me, looked me straight into my eyes and said, Alejandro, it is okay to admire other great speakers. I know that you want to become a speaker, and it is good to admire other speakers. But never, never, ever, ever imitate or copy them, because you will connect with your audience. You will connect with people through your own message, through your own uniqueness, through your own personality and charisma. If people want to listen and experience Tony Robbins, guess what? They will go to see Tony Robbins. They will not come and see you. But when people come to listen to you, to experience you, what they want is you. Not Tony Robbins or Wayne Dyer or Jim Rohn or Brian Tracy. No, they want you. And so, show up in the world as you. I have never forgotten this wonderful and very timely advice. So my advice to you is that you must show up in the world as yourself, not anybody else. And that concludes the teaching of today. I mean, we've covered 5 different things that successful, productive people do not waste time on and do not do. And I hope that this lesson, I hope that this teaching has been helpful to you, has added value to your life. I mean, this is what I love to do. I mean, I love to add value to people. I love to connect with people. I work with emerging entrepreneurs and emerging leaders to help them navigate those rough waters of entrepreneurship and leadership right at the beginning of their journeys. I mean, to get them inspired and motivated and to help them with some tools that would provide them a good vehicle for success in their own journeys. So I am so glad, to have these sessions every Saturday. And if you don't know, I started my podcast. It's on iTunes and Google Play and Spotify. You can search it. It's called The Alejandro Tornato Show. And I have a few episodes in there. I'm going to be releasing new ones. And I hope that you can connect with me on Facebook. I am active on Facebook. I have my podcast, so you can connect with me through my podcast. Listen to those episodes and give me your feedback, give me your comments. I love to exchange ideas and information with all of you. And I hope that you have a great rest of this Saturday and weekend. And until we meet again, as I always tell you, remember, be kind, be passionate, and be well.